Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I have a fantastic rack. I should be bingoing with it. I've got caramel with the blank as an A, and I suspect there's a ton of sevens and a ton of eights. So, quite a welcome sight. Just 22 for my opponent, and the best lane for my bingo is column 5. A double-double through the A, which looks like a pretty useful floater for this rack. So, nothing has jumped to mind. I'm going to run through the alphabet, keeping the A in mind to see if I can see a bingo. So, what about Beclamor? I think it's good. Yes, so should I look further? It does place an O next to this triple letter square, so vulnerable to gawks. I'm going to look for a little bit longer, but it's good to have a bingo in one's back pocket. Not seeing anything else at the moment, but I'm going fairly fast, so I could be overlooking bingos. That looks promising. I'm not seeing anything. Possibly Marcello back then, but it wouldn't have been a double-double. Well, it'll be interesting to see how many I've missed. Scleroma and caramels, neither of which is a double-double. Possibly overcalm. Okay, so I'm just going to stick Beclamor down for 94. Not bad, fairly balanced, good scoring tiles in the K and the B, and vowels to help get value out of them. Not seeing a 7 here, and I think it's unlikely that there is an 8. No obvious prefixes or suffixes to consider. Now look at this. This O is next to the triple letter square, and OK is good. That's just been blocked by opponent, which is a shame. I've played quite a few games now with the new dictionary, and there are 3 new 2-letter words, U, OK and Z. And U and Z have been played a ton of times, and I am yet to see OK being played. And I thought that was going to be, now was going to be the moment, but not to be. So, where can I get value? Not too many premium squares available. Well, I have got cab down here. That's 37 points. Slightly imbalanced rack, but it also has some synergy going on. Can't see a way of extending that. Nothing I've got goes in front of you. Gob is good, so I could play Barak. So that would be opening up row O. I'm going to stick with cab. Well, that was the danger in keeping a vowel-heavy rack. I draw only vowels, and I have all 1-point tiles. However, demonstrating the value of A, E, and I as a vowel keep, I do have urei, which would sort the rack out. It's not going to score very much, but it should mean I can play rather than change. So urei and orei. I can't see a longer word. Both of those play in row L for about 10 points. I was looking to get value out of the B, but that's a blank, so that's not going to happen. I could play Easier, keeping the R, but also keeping the U. So this is what I was thinking of. Ori for 10, keeping A, E. I could get 12 for it by playing in row G, sticking an E underneath this triple letter square. Not good, with a Z to come. Ori doesn't give a huge amount away. I'm going with this. Much better. Through an N, I would have tapeting, I think. Can't see a 7 here. Close to grip tape. Flint takes a Y after it, so column 8 available for RY something something words. I lead by 80, thanks to my bingo. Not too many obvious scoring spots on the board, but the board is wide open for bingos. It's more the opportunity to score well with non-bingo plays that I think is lacking. For example, I'm not seeing anywhere great for my P. I guess I could place it above the E of Cager, but I'm going to struggle to get rid of the T, one of my T's rather. Just 18 points for my opponent. And I'm wondering if I have a GA word, and I do. Gate for 27. Doesn't give a huge amount away. Obstructs column 12. Bad taking an E and an S. I'm going with this. Great, I draw a couple of S's. Through an E I would have sleepers, and there is an E in Beclamor and in Cager. Could both be blocked. So do I have a 7? If I do, it almost certainly plays. Well, I haven't seen a 7. Vest takes an A and an S at the end. So I think this is the best spot for sleepers. Well, let me just pause. Maybe there are some other bingos on offer. Certainly the 2 spots I've seen for sleepers don't result in the word getting doubled, so they're pretty low scoring bingos. Do I have a play? Now I have Peerless, I think. Yes, and that does get doubled. Anagram of sleepers. 70 points. Is it worth looking for something better? I don't think so. I'm going with this. Pretty good. I draw the blank. And if I can get rid of the Q, I should be left with a pretty useful looking rack. The blank means I can hope to bingo with a lot more racks than I otherwise would. So I'm not looking for a massively bingo-y set of tiles to bingo with. I just need to get rid of the Q and probably one of the T's or the M, but it's easier to get rid of the T in cat. However, I can't see any A's available. So, what to do? If I can't get rid of the Q, should I change? And do I have a bingo with the blank as a U? Don't think so. Only 3 A's to come, so unlikely for one to come out in the open. I can also use an I to get rid of the Q, but none of those is available either. Through AN, I would have Trank, but a got and bore, not good. So, annoyingly, I have a very promising rack with a real fly in the ointment. metaphorically. I'm just wondering about changing. If I got rid of Q, M and one of the T's, ERT blank, pretty strong. Just wondering what the best I can do using the blank, maybe as a U, would be. If I could get 40 points, possibly better than changing. Although ERT blank must be worth very close to 40 points. Blank alone is worth 25 to 30. Opponent taking a while. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Opponent, in a gift from the gods, has provided a spot for my queue. And I don't think there's anything else to be done here. If I draw a vowel, I'll be in good shape. I draw a consonant, but I have torment on my rack. Not sure it plays anywhere, but it does. It plays in row G, making T and O. And that stays available. Fantastic. So that was the first bingo I saw. If there are any others, the blank would be a blank. Well, fairly obviously, but it would also, I think, need to be a vowel. So blank as an A, not seeing anything. 13 minutes on my clock. Blank as an E, no. Blank as an I, no. Torment I've considered, and I can't see anything with the U. Any floaters to consider? Wow, no, in which case I'm surely lucky to have a spot available. Torment takes an A and an S at the end, I believe. 65 points. Not bad, fairly balanced. A scoring tile in the V. V gets a lot of hate, but I'd much rather have that on my rack than another vowel. Let me check Tormentor. Yeah, that is good. So pretty hottish bingo lane in column 14. I've got an A, there are two out there. Both blanks have gone. So I have Fovea in row A, F and V, one of the worst combinations, but Fovea, one of the words which gets rid of both of them. So useful to know. 36 points, and sorts the rack out. Opponent blocks that, but for just 7 points. Let me have a look at the remaining vowels. 14 out of 30, so a balanced bag. I can't extend fin. I don't have to get rid of the V, but the advantage of using it is to score. No obviously great spots for the V. That's partly because it doesn't feature in any two-letter words. I'm just wondering if I can play it in column 14 as a blocker. I could play Tav, but I think that is unnecessarily defensive, given that I am 170 points in the lead. So, what about a play in row H? Not seeing anything better than over. But that's not a bad play, because bingos with an A primarily feature the A in the middle of the word than the beginning or the end. So such a column 15 bingo would score face value rather than be tripled. Over for 20. I draw vowels, so a slightly vowel heavy rack, and now I don't have any scoring tiles, but I do have a really good lead, and there are only 20 tiles to come. All the blanks and S's have gone. Wow, nice play by my opponent. So, what to do here? I could extend Finn to find. 27 points. But keeping 4 vowels with a ton to come. 10 out of 22. What else is available? I don't think Fez is good. Wazir has provided nothing. I don't have an A for making Tormentor. Quite tempted to play Find. Rack-Leave isn't the worst in the world, and probably more to the point, 27 points is a lot more than I'm seeing elsewhere. Just pausing. Scanning the board, seeing if anything jumps to mind, but I'm not seeing anything which is remotely in this league in terms of score. So Find for 27. Great, I draw a consonant. Still no bingo and no scoring tiles. And only 13 in the bag, which is good. Nothing goes in front of Cam. Wow, opponent continuing to score well, but I'm still safe with a 120 point lead. EX takes an O after it. I've got a couple of those. And I think I'll play the T as well for score and to expedite the end of the game, even though it's unbalancing the bag slightly. Unbalancing my rack slightly. So Oot for 20. Great, I think I draw maybe a couple of consonants there, and the Y is quite a useful tile to have. Because look at this, I can stick it after AN to make any and ye. For about 30 points. Remaining tiles really unbingo-y. It's a really bingo unfriendly board. I suspect there are some available bingos, but not many. 26 for my opponent. He creates no new lanes. 6 tiles in the bag. Job takes an E at the end. Anywhere great for my Y. And the trouble with anything good played in this spot is that OY creates IO, which takes an N after it. So although any takes nothing after it, so I'm not creating a bingo lane, I am creating a spot for a 5-letter play ending in N. Mind you, I think opponent will struggle to get H or W, then the N, so I don't think that's massively dangerous. And the rack leave's not bad. May just be a bingo through this A with this rack. 29 points is good. I can actually stick an E on the end of this. It diminishes my bingo prospects, but it increases the score. And all the S's have gone, so I'm not creating a spot in row O. Ute takes nothing else apart from an S. 8 minutes on my clock, 33. Wow. I draw a lot of N's for iron. Can't see any 5-letter plays ending in N. Undin, not good. 1 tile in the bag. Not seeing any bingos through the A, although I could play nannied, which has some merit. Very good chance I can then go out next go. What is best? It's quite often at this stage of the game that suboptimal plays can cost you a lot of points. It's just really hard to get this end sequence right. Now I'm looking again at row O to see if I have a 5-letter play ending in N. Not seeing one. I have ennui on my rack. Is there something better than nannied? I can't see anything great for my opponent that I ought to be blocking. And the game is won. So nannied for 9. Great, I draw a scoring tile in the H, so I've got HUH in row B. And UH and OH in row D. So I'm certainly going out with this rack. I don't think my opponent is going out with his. 30 points, good score. Takes my spot. So I have UH here. Do I have anywhere else for it? Just scanning the board to see if there is somewhere else. So that's 15 points. What about here? 16 points, that's one better. Anywhere else? I've got 5 minutes, let me do this reasonably methodically. HU, not good. I could play EH and CH for 27 points. Not quite enough. That may be best, but I'm not going to spend time working out what opponent can get for OU. Although I probably would in an actual tournament. Okay, so that's all I can see. So UH for 16. And the final score, 317 for my opponent, 453 to me, a winning margin of 136 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. It was my opponent to go first. He plays Kaja, and I have Beclamor. Clamorer available in column 8. Wow, only a triple word square as opposed to a 4-timer, but getting the M doubled means it was within 2 points of Beclamor, and then a ton of other bingos. Some of which include an A. Opponent's rack plays Cagoule. Break N2, where's that? Gosh, making Cagoule. Yep, pretty nice. Horrible rack leave. So I played Cab for 15 fewer points, keeping AEIR. AEIR is a better rack leave than AI. It's not 15 points better. I would say that it is maybe 7 or 8 points better. Possibly more. Certainly if you're drawing consonants, this is pretty good. Anyway, Cab, not massively behind Break, and Break does create access to row O, so I actually prefer Cab. Opponent plays Flint, and now I have a choice of plays, none of which score very much. Opponent plays Bad, and now I have Gate for 27, which sorted the rack out. Horrible rack for my opponent. Plays Vest. And now I have Peerless for 70. Pre-Bless also available. Wow. How come that scores so much? Because it's playing down column 2. That means Scam is good. That doesn't look right. Okay, let me work this out. D2. Pre-bless. Oh, running across row D. I'm just wondering why it scores 70 points. Ah, well, Peerless was also just doubled. Fine. And Spielers was the other bingo. Opponent's rat plays Yips, and that's great because it means I can get rid of the Q. But what was also available? C9. Wow, coming down column 9, Queen for 50. But I think Chi is better. I'm sacrificing 29 points, but blank EMR double T is going to be worth more than 29. Probably in the mid-30s, I would think. So I played Chi. Opponent plays Fez. And now I have Torment, and that's the only bingo. Horrible rat for opponent. Plays Finn. And now the game really peters out to some extent. Still 23 tiles in the bag, but it's a fairly non-bingo-y board. And it's about to become even more unbingo-y. So I play over for 20, which is one of these plays at the bottom. 28 available, F2 for voice. Yeah, I think I may have played that if I'd seen it. That's a decent score and an okay rack leave. Opponent plays Wazir, good score, but he's too far behind. I make fine for 27, but Uoi looks quite good. I think Uoi would have been my play if I'd seen it. Decent rack lead, plus I'm keeping the D for find, and the only remaining hook for fine is a solitary D. Opponent plays Z. I play Oot. 26 for opponent. I play Oi for 33. Keeping Dinu, could have got 40. D12. Quite nice. Running under Oot. Opponent plays Hatch, and now I have a lot of ends. And I play Nannied for 9. But I probably should have given more thought because I certainly had Dine available in row D for 31 points. Opponent plays Wild, and UH for 16 is best. So, pretty good game. Managed to establish a big lead, which was sufficiently large that opponent really had no chance of coming back and challenging me from quite a long way out. That doesn't happen very often, but it happened in this game. So, good to get off to a strong early start with the clamour, and that contributed to building up that lead. So I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.